Okay, hello guys. Kamusta ka naman? Sana okay ka pa Sige. So for today, let's talk about wasting assets and depletion. Focus muna tayo sa wasting asset Ito pala. Before you dive into this topic, I suggest na basahin mo muna yung concept natin for property, plant, and equipment. Yung PAS 16 natin. Kasi some of the rules there, some of the standards there applies also here. Kasi si wasting asset parang PPE din naman ito. Okay, magkakaiba lang tayo for exploration and development costs na pag-aaralan na din natin for today. Sige, so si wasting asset, let's talk about wasting asset first. This is an asset which is a non-current asset that usually occurs or applies to those mining companies. Okay, sa mga mining companies lang yan. Usually. Okay, wrong spelling. Meron na namang manonood dyan. Basher na naman. Wrong spelling daw yung companies ko. So, si wasting asset din, it can be, or si wasting asset usually are mineral or a natural resources. Okay, that are, take note mo to, physically consumable and is irreplaceable. Okay, irreplaceable daw. Yan, Tagalogin natin. Si wasting asset daw, mineral yan, or in natural resources daw yan, na pwede mong magamit physically, and kapag ginamit mo daw, hindi mo na yan mapapalitan. Kung mapapalitan man yan, it takes time. And usually, yung makakapagpalit lang yan, hindi tao, hindi science, but rather si nature lang mismo. Irreplaceable daw yan. Okay, so kung medyo gusto mo maging, for example, meron kang jowa, maging to for example, meron kang nililigawan dyan, gusto mo maging sweet ng kahit paano, sabihin mo dyan sa nililigawan mo, alam mo ba, ikaw ang wasting asset ng buhay ko. Sabihin niya, syempre wala siyang alam sa accounting. Isipin niya, ano ako? Basura? Hindi. Because you are irreplaceable. Sige. Sige. So, derive tayo ngayon. Pag-usapan natin si cost of the wasting asset. Ano ba yung mga capitalizable sa wasting asset? Ulitin ko, asset yan that are non-current. Okay? Non-current asset. So, ano yung mga included daw sa cost ng wasting asset? Number 1 is si acquisition cost. Kaya ano yung acquisition cost na yan? Siyempre, bago ka makapag-mine, kailangan mo ng lupa. Okay? Yang land na yan, tsaka ka dyan maghuhukay, magmamine. Siyempre, para makapag-mine ka dyan, hindi naman pwedeng for basta may nakita kang lupa, tapos may feeling mo meron gold dyan. Okay, example ng wasting asset natin, gold pala, okay? Or pwedeng oil. Naisip mo merong gold dyan, tapos hindi sa'yo yung lupa, magmamine ka, aba hindi pwede yun. Anong gagawin mo? Bilhin mo yung lupa. Okay, pag binili mo yung lupa, yung price na binili mo, or cost na binayaran mo for the land, yung acquisition cost, part daw yun ng wasting asset natin. Okay, so it applies here, the standard of PAS 16, wherein sabi doon, the acquisition cost of the land is the cost of land plus directly attributable cost. Okay? Yan yung isa sa cost ng wasting asset natin. Number 2, part of the cost is meron tinatawag na exploration and evaluation cost. Okay? Siyempre, hindi mo naman malalaman agad na merong lupa dyan. Anong ginawa mo? Nag-explore ka muna. Nag-evaluate ka muna. Yung mga cost daw na na-incur mo to explore and to evaluate kung feasible or merong talagang gold or meron talagang natural resources dyan, ito daw yun. Okay? Ngayon dito, PFRS 6 applies. Hindi automatically part yan ng wasting asset or capitalizable yan. Kasi sabi sa PFRS 6, meron daw ditong company policy. Okay, ulitin ko hindi strict yung guidelines under PFRS 6 na lahat ng exploration and evaluation cost is dapat i-capitalize mo sa wasting asset. Ang sinabi doon, company policy daw. Mayroon daw choice si company to either capitalize or to expense outright. Okay, it's either daw to capitalize the cost na na-incur mo sa exploration and evaluation cost, or it's either to capitalize. But take note, okay, ito muna pala. Ano ba yung mga examples ng exploration and evaluation cost, sir? Una, pwedeng studies from experts. Okay, studies from experts. That's one of the exploration and evaluation cost. Pwedeng trenching or sample lang. Trenching or samples. Yan din, exploration and evaluation cost. Okay, so, but take note PFRS 6 does not always apply kasi meron kang mga mai-incur na exploration and evaluation costs that are to be expensed outright and wala kang company policy to capitalize. Ano yun? Ito tatandaan mo. Gawa tayo ng timeline. Okay, timeline yan At this day, syempre, para makapag-mine ka dito, possible kasi na merong mga katabing bahay dyan. Okay, may mga neighbors dyan. Na possible kapag nakapag-mine ka, makakaperwisyo ka. Okay, so sabi, hindi pwede din na porket sa'yo yung lupa, magmamine ka na agad. Anong gagawin mo? Kumuha ka daw ng legal right. Okay, kuha ka daw legal right. Kanino? Kanina kukuha legal right, syempre kay government or sa local government units or sa DENR, Department of Natural Resources, Department of Environmental, hindi ko alam kung ano yung DENR, basta DENR na lang. Ito nga, wait lang DENR, Department of Environment and Natural Resources. Yung sige, bash nyo ko. Okay, so ngayon, take note, meron tayong timeline Yung mga exploration and evaluation cost daw na na-incur mo before ka magkaroon ng legal rights. Okay, sabi daw dyan, PFRS 6 does not apply. Ngayon, after mo daw makuha or meron ka ng legal rights, lahat ng exploration and evaluation cost mo daw, PFRS 6 applies. Ngayon, after mo makuha yung legal right, tapos meron ng technical feasibility or na-assure mo na meron daw talagang natural resources dito sa lupa mo na to, sabi daw, PFRS 6 ceases. So, hindi na daw applicable si PFRS 6. So, anong concept na ito? Lahat daw ng exploration and evaluation cost mo before ma-receive yung legal right are to be expensed outright. Wala kang company policy dyan. Kapag na-receive mo yung legal right, tas meron kang na-incur na exploration and evaluation cost, meron ka daw choice to capitalize or to expense the cost outright. Choice yan, okay? Choice yan. Dito daw, pag meron ka daw ulit na incur na exploration and evaluation cost, sabi daw, expense outright lang daw ulit yan. Okay? Okay tayo dyan. Sige. So, nag-prepare lang ako konti ng illustration. For example, ano yan puno, kahit hindi mukhang puno. Tapos ito yung lupa. Okay, lupa to. Lupa yan Ito ka. Hobby mo lang daw na mag-explore. Tapos lagi kang mayroong dalang metal detector. Parang vacuum lang yan. Okay. Sa metal detector mo, meron kang nakuha dito na gold. Hindi mo na-assume mayroong gold dyan. Lumapit ka ng konti, meron din daw, naglakad ka ng konti, meron ka ulit nakuhang gold. Tapos pangatlong gold, may nakuha ka rin. So inassume mo, baka maraming gold sa ilalim nito. Anong ginawa mo? Yung lupa daw, binili mo. Yung cost na pinambili mo ng lupa, capitalizable. Capitalizable to wasting asset. Okay, nung binili mo nung binili mo, capitalizable to the wasting asset. Ngayon, nung binili mo yung lupa, nag-explore ka. Okay, pero wala ka pang legal right. For example, nag-explore ka, nag-incur ka ng survey cost. Kaso, nag-hire ka ng professional, merong survey cost. Kaso walang legal right dyan. Anong gagawin mo dyan? Expense daw yan. O, sabi ng survey cost, meron talagang gold dito. Kuha ka na ng legal right kay government. O, after mo makuha yung legal right, nagpa-second opinion ka, meron na namang survey cost. Anong gagawin mo daw dito? Meron ka ng option. Okay. O, na-assure mo na meron na talagang cost, meron na talagang natural resources. Anong ginawa mo? Ayun na yung after technical feasibility, i-develop mo na yung land. Ngayon, pag dinevelop mo yung land, meron ka ng magagamit, meron ka ng cost na may incur ulit, which is yung number 3 cost na kasama sa asset, wasting asset natin. Yun yung development cost. Okay. Development cost yan. Ano yung mga example ng development cost natin? Siyempre, para makuha mo yung land or makuha mo yung natural resources sa ilalim nito, maghuhukay ka dyan. Tama? O, naghukay ka ng, for example, nakakuha ka ng, gumawa ka ng tunnel. O, yung tunnel na yan, development cost din daw yan. Possible, hindi kaya ng tunnel kasi sobrang lalim na ito. Anong ginawa mo? Naghukay ka ng shaft. Okay? Shaft. Para makapunta ka sa ilalim. Yung difference lang, yung tunnel usually naka-horizontal. Yung shaft naka-vertical. Meron pa. For example, dyan sa lupa na yan, walang tubig. O, naghukay ka ulit ng isa pa. Anong hinukay mo? Well naman. Anong difference naman ng well sa shaft? Yung well, ang purpose ng well usually para humanap ng tubig. Yung shaft, yung purposes niyan for manhole para makapunta ka sa ilalim ng lupa. Okay? Development cost din ang tawag dyan. Sige. Ngayon sa development cost, hindi lang ito yung mga development cost. Possible na gumawa ka dito ng barracks. Siyempre, mag-overnight ka na usually dyan. O yung bahay na yan, development cost din yan. Possible, meron kang mga equipment na ginawa dyan, yung mga trucks natin, development cost din yan. So yung development cost natin, pwede mo siyang i-classify into 2. Pwedeng tangible development cost or pwedeng intangible development cost. Anong difference? Yung tangible development cost, yung example nito, yung mga heavy equipment. Okay? Pwedeng trucks, pwedeng drilling machines, pwedeng excavation tank. Okay? Yan yung mga tangible development cost na hahawakan mo raw. Ano yung example ng intangible development cost? Ito yung mga yan, yung mga hinukay mo. Example daw niyan, tunnels, wells, or sea shaft. Okay, yan din yung mga intangible development cost. Sige, ngayon, si tangible development cost, dito na lang tayo. Siyempre, pwede mo pang i-classify yan. Yung nahahawakan mo na yan. Pwede yung movable property or immovable property. Okay, pwedeng movable and immovable. Ngayon dito, always mong tatandaan, hindi siya part ng wasting asset. But rather, separately, part siya as property, plant, and equipment. Okay tayo? Okay. Yung intangible development cost naman, i-remember mo to, this is capitalizable as natural resources. So, part yan ng wasting asset natin. Okay, concept ulit ha. Development cost natin. Pag meron kang na-incur na tangible development cost, usually, ang example niyan, heavy equipment, which is yung mga trucks, drilling cost, and excavation tank. Kapag movable daw yan, or kahit immovable man yan, property, plant, and equipment daw natin yan. PAS 16 gagamitin natin doon. Pag intangible development cost daw, which is ang number 1 example is tunnels, wells, and shaft. Sabi daw, capitalizable daw yan sa natural resources. Okay, part yan ng natural resources natin. So, yan yung number 3, development cost. Okay, Lipat lang tayo dito. Pag-usapan natin muna si movable and immovable. Ulitin ko lang ulit. Itong movable and immovable na tangible equipment or development cost. Ang treatment nito parang property, plant, and equipment. Remember mo na lang ito, yung rules natin. Kapag movable, syempre pwede mo naman, yung movable, pwede mong ilipat yan kung kailan mo gusto. Okay, kung tapos na yung purpose niyan. Sabi daw dyan, depreciate mo daw ito using the useful life of the equipment using the straight line method. Okay, depreciate mo daw yung equipment na yan using the straight line method. Unless, syempre, kung merong method na gustong gamitin si company. Pero pag ang assumption mo, hindi sinabi kung anong method, ang assumption mo lagi, straight line method tayo. Okay, ang concept ko lang dito, ang gusto ko lang sabihin mo, ang gusto ko lang maintindihan mo rito, i-depreciate mo siya, ang gagamitin mo, yung useful life ng equipment natin. Kasi maiiba yan pag immovable na. Pag immovables kasi, titignan mo kung ano yung mas mababa. Ano yung mas shorter? Yung useful life or yung mining life? Whichever is shorter. Kapag daw mas shorter yung useful life, ang sabi daw, i-depreciate mo daw yan using straight line method. Okay, pag mas mababa yung useful life. Kapag mas mababa daw yung mining life, ang sabi daw, yung method daw na gagamitin mo dito is yung production method. Okay, yung production method natin. Anong production method? Paanong production method, sir? Yan yung kapag, yan yung i-compare mo, i-divide mo yung units produced over the total expected units produced. Okay. Tapos yan yung magiging depreciation natin. Mamaya, meron tayong illustration dito para mas maintindihan mo. Basta ito lang muna, concept lang muna. Kapag movable development cost, i-depreciate mo daw siya, usually straight line method. Anong gagamitin mo daw? Yung useful life ng equipment. Kapag immovable daw, i-compare mo muna. Kung yung useful life daw is mas mababa sa mining life, gamitin mo daw straight line method. Pag mining life daw, yung mas mababa kaysa sa useful life, mag-units of production method ka daw. Units of production method. But, ito yung nakakalito dito, pag ginamit mo daw ito, if no units were produced or extracted during that year, sabi daw, use straight line method. Okay? And, sabi daw, revert back to units of production method if or when units are already extracted. Okay? So, changes of company policy ito, accounting policy ito. Okay? And take note mo, prospective adjustment tayo dito. So, lagyan lang natin ng quick illustration. For example, meron kang immovable tangible development cost. Nakita mo yung mining life or yung useful life ng equipment is nasa 10 years. Intangible to Yung useful life ng equipment mo is nasa 10 years. Yung mining life or ina-expect mo na magmamine ka for a period of 5 years. Okay, for a period of 5 years. So, mas mababa yung mining life. Anong gagamitin mo? Units of production method. Sa year 1, nakapag-extract ka ng goods. Goods extracted. Check. Meron daw. Anong method gagamitin mo? Units of production method. Sa year 2 daw, wala ka daw goods na ma-extract. Okay, minalas ka raw. Anong gagamitin mo daw? Punta ka daw sa straight line method. Okay, straight line method ka daw. Using syempre yung useful life. In 10 years. Year 3. O bigla ka daw may na-extract na goods. Bumalik ka daw sa units of production method. Yung changes natin na to, sa method natin na to, it applies prospectively. Okay, prospective adjustment na ulit tayo dyan ha. Mamaya para mas ma-materialize mo, lagyan natin ng illustration. Okay, basta yan lang muna yung concept natin. Ulitin ko. Kapag mayroon kang development, tangible development cost, pwedeng movable and immovable. Kapag movable daw, i-depreciate mo daw siya using the useful life of the equipment, using straight line method, PPE. Parang PPE lang ito. Dun sa topic natin ng PPE. Pag immovable daw, i-compare mo daw yung useful life or mining life. Pag mas mababa daw yung useful life, dito ka daw, straight line method. Pag mas mababa daw yung mining life, ito ka naman, units of production method. But, kapag daw wala ka daw na extract during such year, pumunta ka daw sa straight line method. Tapos kapag mayroon ka nang na-extract next year, tsaka ka lang bumalik sa units of production method. Okay? Sige. So, yan yung number 3. Cost natin. Ulitin ko yung cost natin, number 1, yung acquisition of the land. Pangalawa, yung exploration and evaluation cost. Capitalizable siya sa wasting asset after mong ma-receive yung legal right. And yung option ng company policy mo is to capitalize such development or such exploration cost. Pangatlong, capitalizable sa development cost, yung mga intangible development cost lang. Okay? Sige. Number 4 tayo. Number 4 cost is yung present value of restoration cost. Siyempre, dito sa illustration natin kanina, may lupa. Sabi daw, after mo daw gamitin yung lupa na yan, sabi ni government, sige, bibigyan kita ng right to explore as long as ibabalik mo sa dating ayos yung lupa para magamit pa ng mga kabataan. Parang ganon. Yung present value daw of restoration cost, capitalizable din daw yan sa asset natin. Sa wasting asset natin. Okay? Take note mo na lang, si restoration cost, this is a liability account. So, kung capitalizable yan sa asset natin, yung entry mo dyan, magde-debit ka ng wasting asset, kasi asset yan, na dapat present value ng cash. And credit ka ng, anong credit mo? Wala ka namang binayaran na cash, so hindi ka magka-credit ng cash. Wala ka namang income, so hindi ka magka-credit ng income. Ano? Credit ka daw ng liability. Yung liability natin na yun, tawagin daw natin siya as asset retirement obligation. Liability to asset retirement obligation or ARO na lang. Sa Pangasinan, ARO-in mo, so, ayaw na. Basta ARO na lang, asset retirement obligation. Ganyan yan debit, credit. Okay, so yan yung mga cost of wasting asset. 4 lang naman yun. So, pumasok tayo ngayon sa depletion. Okay, mabilis na lang to guys. Si depletion, parang depreciation yan sa property, plant, and equipment natin. Okay, ang concept lang nito, magdi-deplete ka whenever there is a removal or extraction of natural resources. Kasi yung method na ginagamit sa depletion, yung units of production method. May illustration tayo dyan. Okay? Ang difference lang sa depletion and sa depreciation, pag nagde-depreciate ka, anong entry mo? Debit ka ng depreciation expense, credit ka ng accumulated depreciation. Tama. Pero dito, sa depletion, yung entry mo, debit ka daw ng work in process inventory, tapos magkikredit ka ng accumulated depletion. Okay, parehas ito, pero nag-iba tayo dito. Work in process inventory daw. Siyempre, yung process, yung inventory mo na yan. For example, gold, ibebenta mo din yan. Pag binenta mo daw yan, the moment na madibenta mo daw yan, entry ka lang ng debit, cost of goods sold, credit, work in process, inventory. Okay, ganyan yan. Formula mo, using the units of production method, that would be the cost, yung apat na diniscuss natin kanina. Okay, so cost less yung residual value kung meron man. So this is the depreciable amount. Depreciable amount na lang. Kasi depletion to. Pero walang ganong word. Divide it by, since depletion tayo, units of production tayo, divide mo daw yun ng total expected output, tapos i-multiply mo daw sa actual output. Yun yung depletion mo during the year. Okay? Okay tayo? Sige. So para mas materialize, let's apply it and answer some illustrations. So, illustration number 1. Sabi dyan, in 2025, Warning Mining Company acquired the right to use 1,000 acres of land to mine for gold. So, meron ng right to use. The acquisition cost is 50 million pesos. Oh, cost of land. Number 1, cost yan. 50 million pesos. The related exploration cost on the property amounted to 10 million pesos. O meron daw exploration cost na na-receive 10 million pesos. It is the policy of Warning Company to capitalize all cost of exploration and evaluation of mineral resources. Sinabi na sa problem, wala ka ng problema. So yung cost mo na 50 million tapos 10 million, capitalizable daw yan. Meron ka daw na-receive intangible development cost for drilling tunnels, shaft, and wells incurred before opening the mine amounted to 85 million. Intangible development cost. Ano rules natin pag intangible development cost? Capitalizable yan. So, meron ka dito 85 million na cost. Okay? A law requires Warning to restore the site at the end of the mine's economic useful life. The estimated restoration cost have a present value of 5 million. Asset retirement obligation yan. Araw yan. O meron ka ditong additional cost ulit, 5 million. Nakuha mo, 1, 2, 3, 4 na cost. O i-add mo lang lahat yan. 50 million plus 10 million, 60 million, 60 plus 85, 145 plus 5. This is a total of 150 million of wasting asset. Okay, sabi pa. Warning Asset estimates that the mine will produce approximately 100 million ounces of gold. Warning extracted 300,000 ounces of gold in 2026. Requirement, compute for the depletion in 2026. Ano yung formula mo ng depletion? Yung cost minus residual value divided by the total estimated output, which is 100 million, times mo sa actual output, which is 300,000. So kung isosolve mo yan, magkano yung cost mo? 150 million. May residual value bang sinabi? Wala. I-divide mo ng 100 million. Tapos i-multiply mo ng 300,000. Yung depletion mo during 2026, that would be 150 million divided by 100 million times 300,000. That would be 450,000. 450,000 sagot mo dito. Ganun lang kadali ito. Sabi sa inyo, mabilis na dali lang to eh. Letter B. Assuming that of the 300,000 ounces of gold extracted in 2026, 280,000 ounces were sold. Tama, pag nagbenta ka, ano entry mo? Debit ka lang ng cost of goods sold, credit ka ng work in process inventory. And 20,000 ounces of gold remained in inventory. Wala ka namang ano dyan. Compute for the depletion recognized in the Statement of Comprehensive Income and Statement of Financial Position. Pag tinanong, magkano yung nasa comprehensive income? Ano ba yung pumapasok dyan? Expenses, tama? Ano yung expenses mo doon? Cost of goods sold. Magkano yung papasok sa cost of goods sold mo? Sabi daw, 280,000 daw yung nabenta. Yung work in process mo, 450,000. Or yung depletion mo, 450,000. So, 450,000, multiply mo ng 280, divided by 300, 420,000. Magkano pumasok sa financial position? Ano ba yung pumapasok dyan? Yung ending inventory. 420 to. 450 yung depletion mo. Magkano to? 30,000. Yan yung sagot natin. Dali lang. Para mas maintindihan mo, gawa natin ng journal entry. At initial measurement, tama, i-recognize mo yung wasting asset mo na 150 million. So, entry mo dyan, debit ka ng wasting asset, credit ka ng cash. Kasi binayaran mo yung cash. Ano yung binayaran mong cash? Itong tatlo. Tama? Magkano yung binayaran mo na yan? 145 million. Magkano i-capitalize mo sa wasting asset? 150 million. Kulang ka ng credit kasi meron kang liability, which is yung asset retirement obligation, credit ka ng 5 million pesos. So, ganito yung entry mo for initial measurement. Dali, di ba? Oh. Ano pa entry mo? 2026. Nag-deplete ka. Anong entry mo pag nag-deplete? Debit ka ng work in process, inventory, credit ka ng accumulated, depletion. Magkano ito? 450,000. Oh, tapos binenta mo yung 420,000. Tama, ito yun. So, anong entry mo? Debit ka ng cost of goods sold, credit ka ng work in process inventory, 420,000. Yun lang. Tapos na tayo. Oh, tinatanong, sir, paano nakuha yung ending inventory? T-account ka. Meron kang work in process inventory. Nag-debit ka ng 450,000. Ito yan. Mag-credit ka dito ng 420,000. Ito yan. Magkano ending inventory mo? 30,000. Ayun yun. O, diba? Basic. Sige. So, try natin ulit sa isa pang problem. Illustration number 2. Sabi dyan in 2025, Mr. Walking Mining Corporation purchased real estate containing copper of 10 million pesos. Immovable tangible equipment cost for drilling foundation totaled 5 million. Capitalizable yan, tama. O tapos yung asset mo, 10 million. So, sulat mo na dito. 10 million, 5 million. Ano pa ba? Estimated recoverable reserves from the mine are 1 million units. Ito yung estimated outputs. Markan mo na lang. Estimated total output. It is estimated that 100,000 units will be extracted each year. Estimate yan. Therefore, the life of the mine in years is 10 years. Okay. The drilling rig foundation has an estimated useful life of 15 years. Immovable, tangible pala kasi. Tangible equipment. So, i-compare mo. Tama. Tapos, immovable pa. Rules natin ulit. Pag immovable, i-compare mo yung useful life ng equipment versus dun sa mining life. Sabi daw, yung equipment daw, useful life ng equipment natin, 15 years. Useful life or yung mining life natin daw, estimated daw natin 10 years. Paano daw na-solve yung 10 years? 1 million units daw yung expected total output. 100 units daw yung expected total output each year. Kaya nakuha yung 10,000 or 10 years. Whichever is shorter, 10 years. Anong gagamitin mong method? Oh, units of production method. Okay. Sabi ngayon, actual units extracted from 2025 to 2027, 25, 26, 27, this is 3 years. Total 340,000 units. No units were extracted during 2028. Oh, anong babalik ka dito sa straight line method? Due to an employee strike, extraction resumed in 2029. The total units extracted during the year was 80,000. Babalik ka ulit ng units of production method. Compute for the following daw, depreciation charge ng immovable tangible equipment ng 2028 kung babalik ka sa straight line method, and 2029 kung babalik ka sa units of production method. Sabi ko, prospective adjustment tayo. Okay? Sige. So, magkano ba yung cost ng property natin? Purchase real estate, 10 million plus 5 million na. Hindi pala. 10 million lang yung cost natin. Kasi yung immovable, tangible, equipment cost. Okay. Yung tinatanong lang kasi dito, depreciation charge. So, PPE lang muna tayo. Depreciation charge of immovable tangible equipment. So, alisin muna natin yung 10 million pesos na to. Capitalizable ba tong immovable tangible equipment sa wasting asset natin? No. Kaya kung i-entryhan mo yan, debit ka ng wasting asset, credit ka ng cash at the amount of 10 million. Yung cost lang ng land. Okay? Sige. Yung cost ngayon ng PPE, mag-debit ka ngayon dito ng Let's say for example, ano yung equipment? Debit ka ng equipment, credit ka ng cash of 5 million pesos. Separate mo yung i-recognize. Kasi separate yung treatment mo dito, separate yung treatment mo dito. Okay? Sige. Ngayon, ulitin natin. Ano mas mababa sa useful life versus mining life? 10 years. So, anong gagamitin mo? Units of production method. Ang sabi, nakapag-produce ka doon ng 340,000 units for the span of 3 years. So, hanapin mo magkano yung accumulated depreciation mo ng 3 years. Paano mo yung isa-solve? Doon lang sa formula natin. Yung equipment mo is nasa 5 million pesos. Okay? 5 million pesos. Yung 5 million pesos na cost mo, units of production method tayo, i-divide mo dun sa total expected output mo na 1 million pesos. Tapos, i-multiply mo dun sa total inputs or output during the year or during the 3 years, which is 340,000 units. Magkano yan? 5 million divided by 1 million times 340,000. That is 1,700,000. Accumulated depreciation yan. Kung i-entryhan mo yan, that would be debit work in process, credit accumulated depletion of 1,700,000. Oh. Anong tanong? Magkano ang depreciation charge for ng immovable equipment ng 2028? Babalik ka ng straight line method. Magkano yung cost ng PPE mo? Ito, 5 million. So, 5 million para masolve mo yung depreciable amount, which is i-less mo lang yung accumulated depreciation. Ba't depletion to? Accumulated depreciation. Okay, mali na tayo guys. Depreciation expense pala to. Debit ka ng depreciation expense, credit ka ng accumulated depreciation of 1.7 million. Sir, bakit depreciation expense? Hindi work in process inventory. Kasi ano ulit yung standard natin dito? PPE na tayo. Kasi immovable tangible equipment. Okay, so 5 million less 1.7. Magkano yan? That would be 3,300,000. Ito yung carrying amount ng equipment natin. Prospective adjustment tayo. So, ito na yung i-divide mo sa straight line method. Ito na yung depreciable amount mo ng equipment mo for straight line method. Okay. So, magkailan pa yung remaining useful life ng equipment mo? Nakalipas yung 15 years dati. Nakalipas yung 3 years. So, that would be 12 years. So, straight line method tayo. Divide mo to ng 12 years. 3,300,000 divided by 12 years, 275,000. 275,000, yan yung depreciation expense mo for 2028. 275,000. Magkano depreciation charge mo daw for 2029? Sabi daw nakapag-extract ka ng 80,000 units. O, 3.3 yung carrying amount mo before. Tapos nagkaroon ka ng depreciation expense na 275,000. So 3.3 less 275, 3,025,000 na lang. Okay, yung equipment, yung carrying amount ng equipment mo. Magkano pa yung total expected output mo? Tama, 1 million before. 1 million before, ito yan, 1 million units. Less ka nung na-extract mo na magkano? 340,000 units. So, 1 million less 340,000, that would be 660,000 expected units mo na lang na mapoproduce. Okay, 660,000 na lang. Tapos yung na-produce mo daw during such year, 2029, 80,000 units. So, paano mo isosolve yung depreciation expense mo? Yung 3,025,000 na carrying amount mo ng 2029, i-divide mo lang yan dito sa expected output mo. Same process lang tayo dito. Okay? Divide mo ng 660,000, i-multiply mo ng expect ng output na na-produce during the year. 80,000 units. So, masasolve mo dyan, 0.25 divided by 660 times 80,000. That would be 366,400. Okay. Estimated yan. Pero 366,666 something yan. Pero yun natin, 366,400. Naka-round off tayo. Okay, so sagot natin for letter B, 366,400. Okay. Madali lang yan. Prospective adjustment lang tayo. Yung concept lang natin, ulit, pag immovable tangible equipment, i-compare mo muna siya sa useful life versus sa mining life, whichever is shorter. Pag shorter yung mining life, units of production method tayo. Okay, pag shorter yung useful life, straight line method tayo. Gamitin mo to, 15 years. Okay, pero kapag ginamit mo to yung units of production method, tapos wala ka daw na-extract, dito sa illustration natin, wala kang na-extract ng 2028, babalik ka daw sa straight line method, which is prospective adjustment. I-account mo na yung dating na-recognize mo na depreciation. To. Kaya nagkaroon ka ng 5 million, yung cost ng immovable tangible equipment mo, less 1.7, nakuha mo yung 3.3, yun yung carrying amount, i-divide mo ng 12 years. Bakit 12 years, sir? 15 years before, nakalipas na yung 3 years, 12 years na lang yung remaining useful life ng equipment. 275,000 yung depreciation expense mo ng 2028. Kung i-entryhan mo yan, debit ka ng depreciation expense, credit ka ng accumulated depreciation of 275,000. Okay, tapos nung 2029 may na-extract na 80,000. So babalik ka saan? Units of production method. Magkano yung total expected output mo na lang? 1 million units before. Nakapag-produce ka na ng 340,000. So 660,000 na lang. Kaya nakuha mo yung denominator mo dito. Saan nakuha tong 3,025,000? Yung 3.3 na cost mo before, tapos nag-recognize ka ng accumulated depreciation mo ng 275, so yung total carrying amount mo na lang 3,025,000. Times mo ng 80,000, same process tayo dito, eto yan, yung output na na-produce mo during the year. Kaya na-solve mo yung 366,400. Okay, concept-based lang tayo, yan yung concept natin. Kung medyo mabilis, medyo nakakalito, I suggest, ibalik mo dun sa unang video. Doon sa wala pang solution, doon sa hindi pa tayo nagsasagot. Then, try mong sagutan yung illustration number 2 nang mag-isa ka lang. Tapos mo i-compare doon sa solution ko after mo siyang masagutan. Okay, sana magets mo ha. Move on na tayo. Illustration number 3. Sa illustration number 3 natin, sabi dyan, I5 Mining provided the following balances at the end of the current year. Requirement, compute the maximum dividend that can be declared and prepare the journal entry to record the declaration of 2 million dividends. Okay. Sige, so dito sa declaration of dividends, meron lang tayong separate discussion dito. Ganito kasi yan. Okay. So kasi yan ha. Yung maximum dividends kasi na pwede mong i-declare as dividends kapag usapang wasting asset is, ito yung formula natin. Yung unrestricted retained earnings plus accumulated depletion less depletion in ending inventory less the capital liquidated. Masasolve mo yung maximum dividends. Sige, so i-apply natin ha. Okay. Sabi dyan, yung wasting asset ng yung cost mo ng wasting asset is nasa 20 million. Accumulated depletion 2.5. Share capital 50 million. Capital liquidated. Tapos retained earnings 1.5. Depletion base 50,000 units at 20 pesos per unit. Inventory at resource deposit is nasa 100,000. So following the formula, nakukuha natin magkano yung unrestricted retained earnings mo? 1.5. Okay. Oh, tapos ano yung ipa-plus mo doon? Tama yung accumulated depletion. O, plus ka ng accumulated depletion. Magkano accumulated depletion mo? 2.5. Less mo yung capital liquidated. 1.8. Less mo yung nasa ending inventory. 100,000. Masasolve mo to. 2,100,000 maximum dividends. So, yung sagot natin dito, 2,100,000. Nag-declare na ng 2 million dividends. Ano daw magiging entry mo dito? Ito lang yan. Debit ka ng retained earnings. Aalisin mo na yung retained earnings mo na buo, 1.5. Tapos, aalisin mo yung capital liquidated. Pero ito, remaining balance lang to. Bakit? Magkano ba dividends payable mo? Nasa 2,100,000. So, yung remaining dito, ito magkano to? 600,000 pesos. So, debit ka ng 1.5, debit ka ng 600,000 of capital liquidated, tapos credit ka ng dividend payable of 2,100,000. Ano? 2 million lang to. So, magkano to? 500,000 lang. Okay, so yan for illustration number 3. Pero usually hindi na yan lumalabas sa board exam. Just an additional concept lang. Okay, sige. Focus tayo dito sa last illustration natin, illustration number 4. Sige. Ay, may 5 pala. Sige, illustration number 4 muna. Sabi sa illustration number 4, compute the depletion charge in 2029. In 2025 daw, the Mouse Company acquired land to be used to mine coal. Total cost of acquisition, exploration, and intangible development amounted to 10 million pesos. O yun na yung cost mo, 10 million. It was estimated that the total recoverable reserves are 50 million o expected output. Total units extracted in 2025 through 2029, total 30,000 units. 2028. In 2029, after extracting 5,000 units, it was estimated that the remaining recoverable reserves is 20 million units. So, nagkaroon ng changes in accounting estimate. Kasi sabi daw, in 2029 daw, yung total expected output mo, 50 million. From 2025 to 2029, magkano na-extract mo? Ilan? 30 million. So, yung expected output mo na lang is nasa 20 million. Tama naman, 20 million. Kasasabi kasi, after extracting 5,000 units. So, for 2029, yung expected output mo is nasa 25 million. Yung expected output mo ng 20 million dito. Tapos, nakapag-extract ka ng 5 million dito. So, yung, kung in-squeeze up mo yan, yung total expected output mo pa ng 2029 is nasa 25 million. Na dapat 20 million na lang. So, nagkaroon ka ng changes in accounting estimate, which is i-apply natin prospectively. Okay? Sige, so paano natin isa-solve yan? Magkano yung cost mo? 10 million. Magkano yung total expected output mo ng umpisa? 50 million. I-multiply mo dun sa total units na extracted, 30 million. Yung total depletion mo, that would be 10 million divided by 50 million times 30 million, 6 million yan. Okay, 6 million na yung accumulated depletion mo. So, ibig sabihin, yung carrying amount mo ng 2029 is 10 million less 6 million, that would be 4 million. 10 million less 6 million, 4 million na lang. Ito yung carrying amount. Okay tayo. Sige. Kung 4 million na lang yung carrying amount mo, tapos sabi daw, yung expected output mo pa ng 2029 is 25 million. So, divide mo yun ng 25 million, tapos i-times mo doon sa total extracted output mo ng 2029, which is 5 million, para ma-solve mo yung depletion charge ng 2029. So, that would be 4 million divided by 25 million, yung expected output mo, times 5 million, that would be 800,000. So, yung sagot natin for illustration number 4 is 800,000. Okay, sabi ko nga sa inyo, importante na maintindihan mo muna yung concept ng property, plant, and equipment kasi itong concept na to, prospective adjustment, kapag merong changes in accounting estimate, diniscuss yan sa property, plant, and equipment. Okay? Sige, last topic tayo, number 5. Last illustration for number 5, sabi dyan, in 2025, the Mouse Mining Corporation acquired a gold mine for 50 million pesos. Exploration costs and intangible development costs total 10 million. Kasama yan. An environmental law requires the Mouse to restore the site after 5 years. The estimated restoration costs are 5 million. The current market-based discount rate is 12%. The estimated resource deposit is 13,000 ounces. Actual ounces extracted in 25 to 26, 2.7 and 2.6 respectively. Assume that the actual cash flow of restoration cost on December 31, 2021 is 5.5 million. Provide the journal entries. Okay, the estimated restoration cost is 5 million. Hindi sinabing present value yan. Tapos binigay yung discount rate natin ng 12%. So mag-present value muna tayo dyan. So paano yan? Punta ka sa calculator mo. Ilang years daw? 5 years. So that would be 1.12. Divide. Press mo lang yung equal side mo ng 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nakuha mo 0.567. Yan yung gagamitin na natin. Present value ng restoration cost mo, asset retirement obligation mo, is magkano? 5 million times 0.567. So 0.567 times 5 million, 2,835,000. Plus yung cost mo na 50 million. Plus yung cost mo na 10 million. That would be plus 60 million, 62,835,000. I-entryhan mo yan. Debit ka ng wasting asset, credit ka ng cash yung binayaran mo, tapos credit ka ng asset retirement obligation. Magkano to? 62,835,000. Magkano binayaran mo na cash? 50 or 60 million. Magkano asset retirement obligation mo? 2,835,000. Ganyan lang. Next, 2025, subsequent measurement. Magkano na extract? 2.7. Magkano expected output? 13,000. So, paano ba yan isa-solve? 6 to 835,000. I-divide mo lang yan ng 13 million. Tapos, i-multiply mo sa magkano? Yung na-extract, 2.7 million. Magkano yan? 6 to 835,000 divided by 13 million times 2.7 million. This is 13 million 50, 30, 46. Or, tama. Nag-direct kasi tayo. So, kung entryhan mo yan, debit ka ng work in process inventory. 13,050,346 less ka ng credit ka ng accumulated depletion of 13,050,346. Okay, sige. Tapos ano pa? Yung asset retirement obligation mo na to, since naka-present value yan, tama magre-recognize ka dyan ng interest expense yearly, which is 12%. Kailangan mo ibalik yan sa present value mo ng 5 million. So, for 2025, kailangan mong gumawa ng amortization table. Okay, so dito na lang. Amortization table tayo. Asset retirement obligation for the year 2025, 2026, yung present value natin is nasa 2,835,000. Tapos mag-recognize ka ng interest expense. That would be 2,835,000 times 12%. Dito meron kang 340,200. Na dapat after 5 years, yung ending balance mo dito, 5 million. So, anong gagawin mo sa 340,200? Ipa-plus mo sa 2,835. 2,835,000. This is 3,175,200. Gawin na natin yung 2026. I-multiply mo ng 12% 381,024. I-plus mo sa 3,175,200. This is 3,556,224. Gawin na natin ang tuloy-tuloy hanggang sa 5 years 2027, 2028, 2029. So 3,556,224 times 12%, 426,747. Plus 3,556,224, 3,982,971. Times 12% lang ulit, 477,956 na lang, or 957, sige. Tapos M plus, recall memory, 4,460,927 times 12%, 535,311. M plus, recall memory, nasa around 5 million. Okay, rounding off difference lang. Okay, tayo. So ito yung mga interest expense. Itong interest expense na yan, kailangan mo yung i-recognize yearly pa rin. Okay, so ibig sabihin for 2025, mag-i-entry ka ng debit interest expense, credit ka ng asset retirement obligation of 340,200. Okay. Okay. Next tayo, 2026. Tama. In 2026, pag-extract ka ng 2.6 million. So 2026, pag-extract ka ng 2.6 million, magkano yung expected output mo ulit? 62835 divided by 13 million. So that would be 62835,000 divided by 13 million. Tapos i-multiply mo ng magkano yung na-extract mo? 2.6 million. Ito. So equals 12566,991 or 12567. So debit ka ng work in process inventory, credit ka ng accumulated depletion of 12,567,000. Ganyan lang yan. So, yung tinuro ko lang for illustration number 5 is yung concept ng asset retirement obligation kapag naka-present value mo siya. Tapos binigay yung discount rate kasi kailangan mo mag-recognize ng interest expense. Basically, the concept of depletion or accumulated or wasting asset and depletion